Hello everybody and welcome back to a brand new video on the 3D Critic channel. Today I'm going to give you guys my performance review on the Rigorer AR2s. This is the successor to the AR1s, which was a pretty solid shoe and very underrated at that when it comes to the overall performance. The traction was nice and grippy, cushioning was very springy and decently comfortable as well. Materials were on the lackluster side of things, but it did its job and it was designed really well, along with the lockdown and support to go with it. So it was a very underrated shoe that I played in last year, and I was curious to see if there were going to be any improvements to the AR2s. As far as retail goes, they do retail for around $90 on poison.com. So if you guys are interested, they are available there in a variety of colors as well, and I'll leave a link in the description box below. Now, as far as trying them on, they are pretty easy as long as you space out the laces. However, you do need to hold on to the tongue because it does scrunch up when you try to put your foot inside the shoe. So as long as you hold the tongue when you're putting your foot inside the shoe, you should be fine, and it is pretty straightforward outside of that. For sizing, I would go true to size. If you want like a overall snug fit, I would go down half a size because it does run a little long when it comes to the length of the shoe. And as a result of that, narrow footers should probably go down half a size as well to get that nice, easy overall fit if you want a relaxed fit. But if you want a nice snug fit, go down half a size. And for wide footers, you should be fine going true to size because of the material. It does break in, allowing the foot peg to expand a little bit with the materials being nice and thin, and they are very airy, which I will get to in a second when I talk about the materials. Now, for the traction pattern itself, you're going to get this full-length rubber outsole with this scribbled wavy traction pattern that you get in the forefoot as well as in the heel. And as far as how they grip, they are elite in my opinion, and they were elite right out of the gate. So in reference, they didn't really have to break them in, and they do feel like Curry's when it comes to the grip profile in my opinion. So for lateral movements, going side to side felt very quick, very shifty, was very shifty going side to side. Vertical movements, hard stops felt very good, letting you stop on a dime without giving you like any slip. It also gives you a very quick first step, so when it comes to push-offs, you're going to have a really nice launch off of the ground, and it really sticks to the ground. That way you're able to shoot right out of the gate when you were going downhill. So it was very nice when it comes to the grip profile, laterally and vertically, and it hardly picked up any dust. In my opinion, I rarely had to wipe these down. Every now and then, I just wipe them down as a need, in my opinion, but I didn't really have to do it. So very surprising at that. And very surprising is the durability. I haven't experienced any wear basically in the high wear areas. You are going to experience a little bit of wear in the back half of the shoe in the heel, but outside of that, I didn't experience that much wear, and I ran through its paces when it comes to getting the best out of this when it comes to the grip. So yeah, in my opinion, it has Curry level grip, but it is more consistent and very durable, and I hardly had to wipe them down when it comes to a dusty condition. Now, for the cushioning setup, you're going to get this full-length supercritical thermoplastic foam, which you can see exposed here in the midfoot, and it is very exposed here in the heel, and it continues into the medial side of the shoe, as well as it poking out here on the bottom of the shoe, as well as this butterfly shank that you get here in the midfoot. And when it comes to forefoot cushioning, they felt very responsive and very lively on foot. And on top of the shank plate that you get, that is bottom loaded, it gives you a really nice bounce as well. And it gives you a springy feel, feels like a diving board, in my opinion, when it comes to the launch. And they feel very light on foot, resulting in that lively feel. So it is very on par with the AR1's feel when it comes to the responsiveness and bounce that you get. So it was very nice and lively. And as you move into the heel, they are extremely plush and very forgiving, and in my opinion feel very similar to the Harden Volume 7's heel cushioning with the boost foam that you get. And with the look of the foam, it does look like it's boost, so it is very nice and forgiving and plush, and it feels very nice when it comes to the compression as well, and you get really good impact protection when it comes to heel strikes. So very forgiving heel cushioning without feeling too mushy, just enough that way you are going to be very nice and plush in the back half of the shoe. And as a result of the forgiveness, you're going to get a very nice buttery smooth heel to toe transition when it comes to the fluidity of the shoe. Basically felt seamless going up and down the court when it comes to heel to toe transitions, and the shank plate gives it a nice snap, getting you up to speed when you're trying to go up and down the court. So yeah, in my opinion, it is a very nice, comfortable cushioning setup, and improvement to the AR1s in my opinion, where I did feel like it was a little stiff in the heel. So it managed to retain the responsiveness and bounce that you got from the AR1s, but you get a little bit more comfort when it comes to the heel cushioning as well. So overall, very responsive and bouncy with amazing comfort in the heel. Now, as far as materials go, you're going to get some textile mesh material throughout the shoe, along with some fused overlays spread throughout along the lateral and medial side of the shoe, with a little bit here in the forefoot with this toe rand that you get in the forefoot as well. You're also going to get some glossy leather in the heel area, which has a glossy texture to it, and it feels pretty smooth. The tongue is very minimalistic in padding and very thin, but very breathable, with a little bit of embroidered padding that you can see on the top of the tongue. And you're going to get minimal padding here around the ankle area with slightly thicker padding in the heel. However, as far as how they feel when it comes to comfort, they are quite comfortable, feel very light and breathable on foot, and I didn't have to break them in because of the light materials that you're going to get. So when I started playing in them, I didn't really have to break them in, and I didn't experience any pinching in the forefoot as a result of that, and I didn't get any lace irritation in the midfoot, mainly due to the numerous amount of lace eyelets that is spread throughout the midfoot. That way it evenly distributes the pressure that you're going to put along the lace line, so didn't really experience any lace irritations with that. And in the ankle and the heel area, the padding is minimal, but I didn't experience any digging into my ankle. It is shaped enough that way it just gives you enough room for your ankle, and the padding being comfy in the heel as well. I didn't really experience any discomfort in the heel as well. As far as aesthetics go, the shoe looks really nice when it comes to the overall design. The design itself is inspired by butterflies, with the wings that you get on the lateral and medial side of the shoe, as well as the outsole. When you put the outsoles both together, you get the shape of a butterfly, which looks pretty cool. And you also get sniper scopes on the forefoot as well as in the heel, which are nice, and letting everyone know basically Austin Reeves is a deadly shooter on court. And you also get Austin Reeves logo on the top of the tongue that is embroidered, and you also get his logo on the TPU bar that you get in the midfoot as well, which is pretty cool and very nice when it comes to the aesthetic choice, in my opinion. So as far as materials go, they are on the cheap side when it comes to what they are using, but they feel comfortable, flexible, light, and look really nice on your foot as well. Now, as far as lockdown is concerned, to me, they just got the job done for me. At the end of the day, didn't really necessarily wow me when it comes to overall containment. In the forefoot, the width of the shoe is good, so you won't be sliding laterally when you're doing lateral cuts. You will slide a little bit when it comes to vertical movements because of the length of the shoe running a little long, but I didn't really have that much of an issue when it comes to playing in them. In the midfoot, you get a lot of lace eyelets integrated throughout the midfoot. And it is integrated in the material, allowing you to cinch it really tight, basically from the forefoot all the way down to your ankle. So you're going to have some nice containment from the midfoot, basically starting from the forefoot all the way into the ankle. So that was pretty nice at the end of the day. Pretty basic when it comes to the lace eyelets that you get. In the heel, however, there is a good amount of heel slippage. In the heel department, there really isn't that much sculpting when it comes down to it. And the sculpting doesn't really do that much to clip the back of the shoe, but it does its job at the end of the day. You won't fly out of the shoe when it comes to the lockdown in the heel. Something that you're going to notice, but I didn't really have that much of an issue with it. It's just something that you will notice every now and then. Just tighten up the midfoot and you should be good to go, because most of the containment is coming from the midfoot itself. So at the end of the day, to me, they just got the job done. Forefoot is really good, with exception to the length of the shoe. Midfoot containment is really nice, and you get solid containment from the forefoot basically all the way into the ankle area, but you will experience some heel slippage every now and then. And last but not least, when it comes to support, to me, I found them to be really good when it comes to support, especially with lateral support. You do get this protruding midsole that bulges a little bit outward, as well as this TPU bar that you get a little bit with some toe rand material that you get that gives the material some rigidity on lateral loads. And the TPU bar extends into the midfoot, so you're going to have a little bit more containment here in the midfoot, and it slims down into the back half of the shoe to give the midsole a little bit more rigidity, as well as a TPU heel counter, which is pretty standard. So when it comes to lateral support, it ticks all the boxes of what you need. However, if you put too much load when it comes to lateral movements, if you are a larger player, I did experience my ankle buckling, causing it to roll at the end of the day. So that was a bit of an issue when it comes down to it. So if you are a larger player, that could be an issue. But if you are a guard, a lighter player, this should be good for you, because it has enough counters on the lateral sides to give you enough lateral stability. Just be mindful that if you are a larger player, it could be an issue and it can cause your ankle to buckle and eventually roll. As far as torsional support is concerned, it is pretty good too. You do get this bottom loaded shank that keeps the midfoot nice and rigid and gives you really nice stability inside the shoe, with enough flexibility in the forefoot, that way it doesn't feel too stiff. And you also get a nice flat surface from the outsole, along with a very wide base, so you're going to have a nice wide base to land on. So you're going to have nice stability in the outside of the shoe, and gives you really nice balance in the inside of the shoe when it comes to torsional rigidity at the end of the day. So when it comes to support, to me, they felt really good, but it might not be for everyone, especially a larger player, because if you put too much load when it comes to lateral movements, it will lead your ankle into buckling and eventually roll on you. But if you are a guard, this is a very good shoe when it comes to support. So to sum it up for you guys, the AR2s are a massive improvement to the AR1s and quite possibly the best shoe that I've played in this year. One reason is basically the traction. To me, it is easily the best that I have tried so far this year when it comes to the grip that you're going to get, the dust performance that you're going to get from court to court, and it's very durable as well with very little wear from the outsole itself. Cushion is very responsive, bouncy, and very plush on foot, very forgiving at the end of the day. Materials, while they are cheap, they felt really light, flexible, and comfortable at the end of the day, along with decent lockdown as well as really good support if you are the right player, mind you. So therefore, it makes it a really well-rounded shoe at a budget-friendly price of just $90. Thank you guys for watching this video. This has been my performance review on the Rigorer AR2s. Leave a like if you enjoyed this video and comment down below on what you think of the AR2s. Are they an improvement to the AR1s, or do you think the AR1s are better than the AR2s? I'd like to know your thoughts as well as any other questions that you might have. If you'd like to stay up to date with future videos that I'll be posting, hit the subscribe button down below and it'll greatly support the channel as well. If you want to see my review on the AR1s, I will leave it on this side of the screen right here. And if you'd like to follow me on social media, all of that information will be in the description box below. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day. I hope this was beneficial to you guys. And until next time, keep shooting.